The decisive nature of election results for valedictorian indicate the confidence the graduates have in this student to meet this task. I am pleased to introduce the valedictorian for the 2014 graduation ceremony, Trina Etmanskie.
Hello everyone. I'm going to give a speech tape, but first, let me take a selfie. To begin today, I think there's some people we need to thank. First and foremost to God. Thank you for being our guiding light. Thank you for filling our lives with blessings. Many of these blessings which happen to be surrounding us here today. To our parents and guardians, thank you for getting us here. We couldn't have done it without you. No, literally, thanks Mom for the drive. To our friends, our fellow graduates, the best anyone has ever seen, Grads 2014. And last, but certainly not least, to our teachers. Thank you for making our exams so easy that only half of the class came out crying. And to Mrs. Etro and Mr. Roblard for picking the best class to graduate with. I think our last few years at St. Pius have truly proven that we are a remarkable group of grads, from our Olympic athlete to Mr. Dance Canada, our musical geniuses, and even a published author. Good afternoon, parents, guardians, teachers, and fellow graduates. Here we are at our graduation. Some of us are wondering, how do we make it? And the other half is wondering, how did they make it? It is my honor and pleasure to stand up here today on behalf of the 2014 graduating class, so thank you. These last 4 years seem to have gone by in the blink of an eye. Try and think back to your first day of grade 9. You had to change twice before you even left your house because you were sweating so much. And you were afraid to even get on the school bus because you had seen all those Family Channel movies where the seniors torment the freshmen on the first day of school. And then, next thing you know, you got to school safe and sound. And you see your friends and let out this huge scream, but not in excitement because you were holding in the entire bus ride. Was that a roller coaster or just the construction on Meadowlands? You let out this huge scream to your friends, and every year following that, you dread the first day of school because you know the atrium will be full of those same screeches. The first day of school is a great metaphor for high school. Each period represents 1 year of your high school experience. Grade 9 is just like period 1. Before you even realize it, it's all over. So you get to school and you search for your name on the list of 900 kids and wonder why there's only 2 lists. Then you find your name and pray that half your friends are in your homeroom, which they usually are. Then you get to period 1. New teacher, new class, you're really nervous. You can hear your teacher talking through what sounds like a microphone, but you're looking at her through the stacks of tests from years before. Hey, Miss Richardson, it's okay. You should see all the homework we have piled up from over the years, too. Now, grade 9 would not be complete without tears or crying, but that all goes away, of course, when you grow up, unless you go to the 4th floor of the A building where the math classes are. Now, don't worry, Mr. Franco isn't crying because Mrs. Classic is freaking out over prom. No, his clam just got raided. We can't think of grade 9 math and not mention walking around the school with meter sticks to measuring the stairs to find the slope. Or look, our math teachers will show us all those cute, cool music videos about factoring the quadratic formula. And we made it to the end of period 1. You got it down pat. You know the routine and hope tomorrow will be the same. By the end of the first year, you know what teachers don't want you in their hall during senior lunch. Hashtag throwback. And you also know things you like and don't like. Half of us wish we could breakdance like Jarek, and others wish they could sing like Sierra and Nicole. Or maybe you wish you could run as fast as Jolin or play football like Daryl and Marco. You can't wait until Terry Fox for next year, but you know you're seriously jealous because you don't get to go back and watch Coffee House again, because that's just for grade 9s. Or you're also going to miss the welcome wagon and the opportunity to crush the competition, especially if you were in a grade 9 phys ed homeroom. So, period 1 is over, and here we are in grade 10. Period 2. No more tears or drama. Grade 10 is great. You are no longer the youngest, and you can finally call someone else the minor niners. Although you miss welcome wagon and Coffee House, you got to do new things like the sock hop. We all danced up in 1950s apparel and danced the jive. Who knew the girls would look so good in poodle skirts or the guys dressed up as greasers? We were the final grade that got to experience that, probably because we were probably better dancers than the teachers. Most of period 2 was spent thinking about the great and marvelous thing that follows, lunch. I mean, we didn't think Gio's Pizza would actually consider moving without our input, right? I know our grade and its love for food, so I'm sure some of us woke up today thinking about the food we're going to get to eat after, not the ceremony itself. You can mail us a diploma, but you can't mail us dessert. But period 2 was really just like grade 10. We spent all of grade 10 wishing we could be seniors. We're not at the bottom of the food chain, but we're nowhere near the top. Being a senior is what everyone dreams about. It's the greatest thing about high school. And being great comes with great responsibility. Hashtag Spider-Man quotes. Senior lunch is what I'm talking about. Of course, lucky for us, they decided that one lunch would be best. I mean, 400 extra kids at lunch, how can we not be ecstatic about that? But at least we know we were one of the last groups of seniors that had to suffer through getting the dreaded senior lunch when we were juniors. Our teachers would schedule a test and we'd be stuck with those big, mean, scary Weilers. By lunchtime, we had finally survived half the day, and before you know it, you're halfway through high school. You can pick the majority of your classes now, which leaves you with more freedom to choose. But by the time we actually got to pick our classes, some of us were pretty biased. I mean, we knew French was an important subject to take, but was it really worth risking being in the E-building in June? Or having to make the dash across the quad in the pouring rain? Kids screaming as they attempt to maneuver around the skating rink, and by skating rink, I mean the quad. It turns horrid on those dark, cold days in January, but I digress. I sound just like Mr. Sloan. You know, our grade and the teachers have a very special relationship. We have shared quite a few stories about the teachers amongst ourselves. I mean, I never had Miss Central, but I can tell you all about the culture triangle. And to her, it doesn't matter what your name is, because to her, you're either honey, baby, or sweetie. And I'm sure you know whose teacher's room is plastered with posters and plays Jeopardy every week. This teacher is also at school earlier late than everyone, who is Mr. Rocher. Or Qu'est-ce que c'est cet enfant from the one and only Madame Abby guitar. Or how about them waffles from Mrs. Wu? You may even have heard that Mr. Schroeder and Mr. Walker like to rap. And Richie G too. What do you think, grads? One final rap? I'm no Jeffrey or Eminem wannabe, hashtag hello, but I'll give it a shot. Here we are, grads, our very last day. Time to throw our hats up and away. It's been a long year, and now it's time to go. No more time to fear. This is our show. We've had it good for years. This isn't time to tears. Class of 2K14, let me hear your cheer. Shout out to Richie. He's gone above the call. From liturgies to prayer, and age to us all. X-Men for life. That's the last thing I'll say. St. Pius X, let me hear you pray.